Good evening. You're now with me, Lorenzo Isaac, for TVS Nightline. We begin with this news. The death toll from Hong Kong's worst fire in decades has risen to 128, with dozens still missing as authorities report malfunctioning fire alarms in the affected housing estate. Flames ripped through Wang Fuk Court in Tai Po district on Wednesday afternoon, spreading across 7 of the 8 high-rises and turning the densely packed estate into an inferno.
到目前為止呢場大火已經造成咗128名人士死亡，包括咗108名呢喺現場送出嚟嘅一啲嘅遺體，另外有4名呢係喺送咗去醫院之後呢係去喺醫院入邊咧去世嘅人士，亦都包括咗呢有16具係燒焦咗嘅遺體，而家仍然呢係喺大廈入邊嘅。
In response to the disaster, the Hong Kong government announced a 300 million Hong Kong dollar fund to help victims. 9 temporary shelters have been opened and emergency accommodation and funds are being provided for those who lost their homes. Community support has been swift, with supply stations for clothing, food, medical and psychological care set up near the burned estate. So much donation has been received that organizers ask people to hold off further contributions. Flooding across Southeast Asia has now claimed more than 150 lives, with Indonesia reporting at least 111 fatalities, and southern Thailand's main hospital in Songkhla announcing its morgue has reached full capacity. Heavy rains have swept through Indonesia, Malaysia and southern Thailand, inundating cities, trapping thousands and triggering deadly landslides. On Sumatra Island in Indonesia, officials says flood and landslide this week have killed at least 111 people, with nearly 100 more missing. Indonesia's disaster management agency says aircraft are being deployed to deliver food and other essential supplies to those affected by devastating floods on the island of Sumatra.
Ada 3 prioritas. Pertama, pemulihan akses jalur darat, baik yang saat ini tertimbun longsoran maupun jembatan putus. Kementerian PU sudah mensiagakan alat berat di titik-titik yang sudah dipetakan. Kita harapkan kondisi cuaca mulai membaik hari ini sehingga operasi pemulihan atau pembukaan akses jalan bisa berlangsung optimal.
Meanwhile, southern Thailand has been among the hardest hit, with residents of Hat Yai forced onto rooftops awaiting boat rescues. Songkhla province has reported at least 55 deaths, and the region's main morgue has exceeded capacity, relying on refrigerated trucks to store bodies. The Thai government has suspended Hat Yai's district chief over an alleged failure to respond adequately to the flooding. In Malaysia, 2 people have died from flooding in northern Perlis. The Indonesian government has declared a state of emergency in 3 regions, Aceh, North Sumatra and West Sumatra, following heavy rainfalls via flooding and landslides triggered by Tropical Storm Senyar. The announcement was made by Coordinating Minister for Human Development and Culture, Pratikno, after an emergency ministerial meeting on Thursday night under the directive of Indonesian President Prabowo Subianto. Our correspondent, David Andreas, has more.
Menteri Penaras Pembangunan Manusia dan Kebudayaan Indonesia Pratikno memaklumkan sehingga malam Kamis sebanyak 98 orang dilaporkan maut di 3 wilayah berkenaan, manakala ratusan lagi dipercaya hilang dan sedang dikesan pasukan penyelamat. Pada masa sama, operasi pemindahan penduduk terjejas masih giat dijalankan, meskipun berdepan cuaca buruk yang tidak menentu, serta risiko runtuhan susulan. Difahamkan cuaca ekstrim telah melanda wilayah bagian utara Sumatera sejak beberapa hari lepas, akibat ribut tropika Senyar, mengakibatkan bencana besar dilaporkan berlaku, dan terus merebak, menjejaskan setidaknya ratusan ribu penduduk di sana. Pratikno menegaskan keputusan mengisytiharkan darurat bencana perlu dilaksanakan segera bagi mempercepat operasi penyelamat, penyaluran bantuan kemanusiaan, serta usaha pemulihan awal di lokasi bencana, termasuk kerusakan infrastruktur, terputusnya laluan utama, serta gangguan bekalan elektrik dan komunikasi.
Pak Presiden Prabowo sudah perintahkan kepada kami untuk serius menangani penanganan tanggap darurat ini. Menjadi dasar bagi kami untuk melakukan tindakan sesuai undang-undang kebencanaan. Jadi tidak ada masalah sejauh ini. Jadi karena masing-masing daerah sudah menyatakan ini kondisi darurat.
Pihak Kerajaan Indonesia turut menggerakkan sokongan logistik melalui udara dan laut bagi memastikan bantuan makanan, perubatan, dan keperluan asas dapat disalurkan ke kawasan yang menjadi terpencil akibat terputus hubungan darat dan terjejas bencana ketika ini. David Andreas melaporkan untuk TVS.
Thank you, David. Moving on, Tropical Storm Senyar has weakened and been downgraded to a low-pressure weather system, but it still poses the risk of heavy rain, strong winds and rough seas in several areas of Peninsular Malaysia through Sunday. Chief Meteorologist of Malaysia, Dr. Muhammad Hisham Muhammad Anib, says the storm is now located over central Peninsular Malaysia after making landfall around midnight near the coast between Selangor and Negeri Sembilan. Dr. Muhammad Hisham added that the Senyar is forecast to continue moving east towards the South China Sea, bringing persistent heavy rain, strong winds and rough sea conditions, particularly in Pahang and Terengganu. On Thursday, Dr. Muhammad Hisham said Senyar entered the Strait of Malacca at 3:30 p.m. and was expected to bring continuous heavy rain, strong winds and rough seas to Selangor, Perak and parts of Pahang. Malaysia has experienced tropical storms twice before. Tropical Storm Greg in West Sabah on December 26, 1996 and Tropical Storm Vamay in southern Peninsular Malaysia on December 26, 2001. Senyar has drawn global attention as it is the first tropical storm to occur in the Strait of Malacca. This has prompted a national response by the government. The authorities have fully activated state-level operation control centers in 14 states, along with 198 district-level operation centers following the development of Tropical Storm Senyar, which made landfall near the coast between Selangor and Negeri Sembilan at 12:30 a.m. Thursday. Deputy Prime Minister Datuk Seri Dr. Ahmad Zahid Hamidi said that even though the storm has been downgraded to a low-pressure system, the concentration of winds still has the potential to bring continuous heavy rain to many areas in Peninsular Malaysia over the next 24 hours. On to local news. The Bintulu Port Foundation has contributed 200,000 ringgit to the Sarawak State Mass Welfare Trust Board (LAKMNS) to support community welfare programs and enhance mosques and surau statewide. The symbolic handover took place at the office of the Premier Sarawak, witnessed by Premier Dato' Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg, who is also the board's chairman. The contribution was presented by Masli Hatio, General Manager of Group Stakeholder Relations at Bintulu Port Holdings Berhad and Chief Executive Officer of the Bintulu Port Foundation, to LAKMNS Chief Executive Officer, Datuk Abang Abdul Wahab Abang Julai. The distribution includes 100,000 ringgit for the Bintulu district and 39,000 ringgit each for the districts of Miri, Matu and Sibu, as well as 33,000 ringgit for Serikei and 69,000 ringgit for Dalat. In Kuching, the allocation totals 113,000 with an additional 18,000 ringgit specifically channeled for special education assistance for ASNAV students. Overall, the aid covers 43 mosques, 42 public suraus, 18 premise-based suraus and 10 Islamic education institutions across Sarawak. Sarawak has recorded 10.221 billion ringgit in tourism receipts from January to October this year, the highest ever achieved by the state. Tourism, Creative Industry and Performing Arts Minister Datuk Seri Abdul Karim Rahman Hamzah says a line-up of major events through November and December, including festivals and concerts that have drawn visitors from neighbouring countries, has also contributed to this strong performance.
Until October, it is more than 10 billion, about 10 billion, 10.2 if I'm not mistaken, billion. That means averaging every month is 1 billion, you know. 10.221 billion until October. So
quality tourism, mass tourism, quality tourism.
Yeah, that reflects the tourists that come in are quality tourists.
To date, Sarawak has received 4.01 million visitors, indicating strong and consistent growth in arrivals aligned with the surge in tourism receipts. The success of the Homeless Transit Centre, TTG Cebu, in helping homeless individuals rebuild their lives has become a model for TTG Bintulu, which is expected to begin operations in the first quarter of 2026. Sarawak Minister Women, Children and Community Wellbeing Development, Datuk Seri Fatimah Abdullah, hopes that TTG Bintulu will replicate TTG Cebu's achievement by producing more former homeless individuals who can live independently and reintegrate into society.
Allow me to share some success stories of TTG Cebu, our first tempat transit gelandangan in Sarawak, which we hope TTG Bintulu will be able to also, once it's in operation, will also have some success stories as what we have in TTG Cebu. One of the homeless at TTG Cebu has become a security guard. And then two of our homeless at TTG Cebu has managed to get a job untuk jaga tandas, to manage, to maintain, to clean one of the public toilet in Cebu. And one of the homeless, again, at TTG Cebu, we elevate to the role of teacher, and we call her Teacher Ani. She knows how to weave baskets, similar to this, but not this one, similar to this. So she teaches the others at the TTG Cebu to weave and to weave the basket.
For the record, TTG Bintulu is expected to accommodate up to 30 homeless individuals at any one time, with a focus on helping them regain independence and reintegrate into society. Telang Usan Assemblyman Datuk Dennis Ngau is urging the state government to consider a feasibility study for a cascading power project in Ulu Sungai Akah as part of efforts to advance renewable energy development in rural Sarawak. He says major rivers in Telang Usan, including the Tutoh, Akah and Patah rivers, have suitable flow capacity to support small-scale hydropower generation without the need for large reservoir like conventional dams.
Most importantly, they can become a powerful catalyst for rural development. This project will bring reliable electricity to Langhouse, new roads and access routes, job and economic opportunities for local communities, among others.
He expressed hope that the state government, through its relevant agencies, will initiate a comprehensive technical and economic assessment for the project. He added that this initiative is a long-standing hope of communities along Sungai Akah who believe the cascading power project could transform the socio-economic landscape of Telang Usan. Get all the updates you need all in one app. TVS Inspire brings you live updates on events, news and programs. Available now on the Apple App Store and Google Play Store. TVS Inspire will on your screen anytime, anywhere. Those were the updates on TVS Nightline. I'm Lorenzo Isaac. Thank you for watching and have a good night.